Hello, Colts Nation. What's up, No Horsing family? Welcome back to another episode of the No Horsing Around podcast. As always, I'm one of two dudes talking Colts. I'm your host, Stephen Burton. And on today's one, man, oh man, the Colts just lose a heartbreaker to the Bucs, 38-31, after leading 24-10, I believe, at halftime. Man, what are you gonna do, man? It's tough. It's tough. Carson came out of the game. They came out of the gate and they did exactly the opposite of what everyone kind of probably thought they were going to do, what they were going to game plan to do, which was run Jonathan Taylor down the Tampa Bay Buccaneers' throats. And they didn't. They came out and they did the opposite to the tune of 44 passes for Carson, 27 of 44, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. Toss out the last one. It was him throwing it up, trying to get into the end zone. So, I mean, they came out and he looked great in the first half. 3 touchdowns, no picks in the first half. I mean, he was just dink dunk down the field. And then you also have Jonathan Taylor, who really didn't do anything today, but he still managed to get 83 yards and a touchdown because that second to last drive, he just went right down the field. But here's where the game turns. 4, not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 turnovers by the Colts. All 4 resulted in points. All 4 resulted in points for the Bucs. I mean, it was just, you had a fumble, an interception. You had Naheem fumbling the punt after you get a stop. I mean, you can't spot the world champs 4 turnovers and expect to win. You can't. And you can't spot Tom Brady 4 turnovers and expect to still win the game. Now, were there questionable calls? Yes, my gut says, there were several questionable calls in favor of the Bucs. You had multiple PI penalties in the end zone. One that even Greg Olsen on the broadcast, love him or hate him, said was a bad call, and that went the Bucs' way and put him on the 1 touchdown. You had, a very clear miss when it came to a personal foul with, I believe it was Devin White, punching Carson Wentz in the helmet, in the head, and they didn't call that. In fact, we got a holding call on that play. So, I mean, there were several questionable calls, but when it comes down to it, you can't turn the ball 4 times over to Tom Brady. You just can't. We couldn't guard Gronkowski today. He was lights out all day. I mean, Gronk had 7 catches, 123 yards. I mean, it's like going back to the Ravens where we couldn't cover Max Andrews. If he wanted the ball, he got the ball. Leonard Fournette had 4 touchdowns on the day, 3 rushing, 1 receiving. You tried to pull a Jonathan Taylor. I mean, you just gave up too much. We come out looking pretty clean health-wise, but you just gave up too much. Now, if you want to spin and you want to try to be a little more positive than negative, you went toe-to-toe with the world champs, and you probably had a chance. If you didn't beat yourself, you had the chance of beating them. Now, we were going into a 4-game stretch. Jags, Colts, Bucs, Texans. Y'all remember me saying when we went to the Jags that we had to win. We had to go 2-2 in this stretch. Very minimum 2-2. And we beat the Jags. We beat the Bills, lost to the Bucs. You got to beat the Texans next week. The Titans continue to implode without Derrick Henry and now without A.J. Brown and Julio Jones. They just continue to implode. So they're opening the door, but you have to step through it. It sucks. We just can't seem to beat Tom freaking Brady, and it bothers the crap out of me. It really does. It's tough because you want to take a moral victory going toe-to-toe, but it's tough because you also feel like you should have won the game. But like I said, 4 turnovers. You're not going to win many games when you turn the ball over 4 times. You're going down the field. You moved the ball with ease basically all game. Going down the field after halftime, fumble. Going down the field again, pick. Going down the field again. I mean, you can't. Then you stop them, turn the ball back over to them. It's just one of those things where you can't spot turnovers and you can't give Tom Brady that kind of time. We scored and gave Tom Brady about 2.5 minutes left, and Tom Brady did what Tom Brady does, and he goes down and he scores. So the Colts coming out of this now, obviously the Colts are now again back at 500 at 6-6, still sitting 2 games behind the Titans. You got the Texans next week. We got a bye week. Got a huge game against the Texans. Got to get to 7-6. Got to finish out strong. The Colts look like a hot team. They look like a team that could catch fire, but they can't shoot themselves in the foot. They just can't shoot themselves in the foot like they did today. Okay, you guys, please like, share, subscribe, comment. Give me your comments. Give me your feelings. Give me your reactions to the game, to the turnovers, to how did Carson look, to the lack of running the ball until the very end of the game. That's something that we didn't really touch on, but I'm sure you guys have some comments for me on that. Subscribe. If you're subscribed, tell a friend to subscribe if they are. That's great. Tell them to tell a friend. Friends don't let friends not subscribe to No Horsing Around. I got nothing. I love you still. I know Zach loves you. I'm out.